What is up, homies? Welcome back to another trailer reaction from Heroes Reforged. We're reacting to the two brand new trailers from the D23 presentation in Brazil. Literally, these just came out not that long ago, so I don't know anything about them. But the first frame is Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna dive a little bit into some of the stuff the previous trailers maybe haven't covered yet. So that's good.
Yes. This is bringing PTSD flashbacks of San Diego Comic-Con and that whole craziness of Robert Downey Jr. and all of that. So yeah, I don't really know anything besides what's been on the trailers. It's been a really light year for Marvel content, so this just kind of came out of the blue for me. So I'm kind of ready to go if you are.
Don't be too sad because 2025 they got like 9 things coming out.
Yeah, I'm not sad. It's just
and then after that in 2026 moving forward, I think Kevin Feige has said that they're going to do 2 movies, 3 shows, so they're going to start scaling back a little bit, like they said,
evening it out. I would say evening it out because there was too much stuff happening a couple years ago. So yeah, I think it's a good call, very good call.
All right, here we go.
I like. Oh wait. Shh.
Here I am.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, it's a presents.
Is there anything you remember?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Thaddeus Ross.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, he went straight for the president.
Yeah.
Whatever this is, Cap, be careful.
Wow.
What do we know?
There were 5 shooters. This was a coordinated terrorist attack, sir.
Huh.
I was a wartime general. Now I'm a wartime president. Your inner circle's been compromised. Let me fix it. Watch yourself. You're not Steve Rogers.
That's right.
I'm not.
Yeah, baby. Definitely is not.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Ooh,
Okay.
Look at that slick ass helmet.
Yeah, boy. What was that? Was that a Wakandan energy push?
We're on the brink of war.
Ooh, Falcon. Oh.
Wow, look at these shots.
Nothing about this feels right.
Captain America.
Who's he talking to?
Ask yourself, who's playing who?
Oh, yeah.
Yo.
Damn. These IMAX sequences look amazing.
Oh my God.
Pulling the strings on everything.
You're under arrest.
Oh, wow.
Variable out there that I can't control.
Stop!
Captain America caught without his wings.
Damn.
They dress up and blindly execute the state's orders.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
What if this is a trap? You don't even know what this is.
Yo, okay.
Whoa! Damn, look at him. Harrison Ashford.
You want me? Come and get me!
Yo.
That looks good.
That looks so
good.
good. Oh, car slice.
Nice.
What?
Wow.
Yo,
That looks slick as shit. Wow.
It seems like they've been spending a lot of time refining this because it did not look like this in the last trailer. These vibes are way different, and I really dig these vibes for sure.
Yeah. It's also, I would say, dare to say, it's one of the more uniquely cut Marvel trailers because this really makes it feel like an espionage thriller drama, more so than a comic book movie.
Yes.
In a lot of ways.
I agree.
And even just down to the titles. Like, they don't have the Marvel Studios logo. It says Marvel Studios Presents. And then it says, like, Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford. You know, like, it's really putting the focus on Captain America,
actors,
Thaddeus Ross. And, like, these 2 characters in this movie are really going to, like, butt heads against whatever the situation in the movie is. But I love that juxtaposition of Thaddeus Ross and Sam Wilson in that split screen. I think that's, in order for these movies to start to feel interesting again, we went through a trend where the early Marvel stuff really relied on just the Marvel brand and getting you excited about it. Then I feel like they went through a phase where they started to kind of incorporate popular music at times to make the like we had Immigrant Song during Thor Ragnarok, that kind of stuff. Guardians has, music that's very tied to Peter Quill. But now I hope at least the trailers can be really, really creative because we know the characters, we know the brand, we kind of know a little bit of like what the story is. Get really experimental with the marketing and like do something that we're not really used to. And this trailer does that. It almost feels like comic book panels, like cutting to different comic book panels. I love that so much. And it does feel like the stakes are high in the sense that with Thaddeus Ross being the president and ultimately being the Red Hulk, what image does that create to the world, United States? How do we perceive that? How do people perceive that? To then find out that Thaddeus Ross is the Red Hulk and a villain, and maybe he's working with
Samuel Stearns.
Yes. Having Samuel Stearns in the mix, and I would imagine that Samuel Stearns might be working with Thaddeus Ross, who might be working with Giancarlo Esposito's character. So it feels like there's just like a really interesting intermix of characters. And then Sam and Danny Ramirez playing the Falcon, they have to like figure out, like what the hell is happening. And so I think that to me is like the interesting part of the story is if Thaddeus Ross wants Sam Wilson to start up the Avengers again, Sam doesn't feel good about what the intentions of Ross are, then that's going to lead to some inner turmoil. And where are we picking up with that after this movie is also going to be interesting. So it just has like a lot of like things that like politically interesting, but also character and story interesting elements in it that I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out in this movie, but also pays off in the future.
Yeah, everything you said is super duper valid, Adam. I want to go back to your point about the movie, the trailer looking different. I have a feeling this is just something that I just came up with. I don't have any kind of basis on anything to base this off of, but I have a feeling that this trailer was cut very different to the things that we've seen in the MCU at this point. If you go back, this reminds me of if you go back and watch The Incredible Hulk, one of the first movies to come out in the MCU. That movie feels like a Bourne Supremacy movie. I was watching it and I was like, this doesn't feel like anything that came after it. That movie felt like a Bourne Supremacy spy thriller action movie. And I was like, that's what you got to do. Like, that's the thing. And the way this trailer was cut, it made me feel, you said comic book panel, but it made me feel like we were actually watching kind of like secret government files on a projector. Like kind of the way the text was like a little shaky and like there was a little bit of chromatic aberration on it. And like, it was just like it wasn't like super polished, which I think is a very, very good look. I have a feeling, and this is my hunch, that the MCU team, the Marvel team, Feige hired a almost like a production team or like an image team to really help them think of ideas on how to break from the MCU that we all have known for the past 10 years. I feel like that this is what kind of Marvel needs at this point because
10 years, it's already been 16 years.
Okay, 16 years. Sorry, 16 years. Because I feel like people have seen the image of Marvel and have gotten tired of just the imagery. And I'm not even saying just like the movies themselves, but just the way it looks. Right. It all kind of looks the same after maybe like Captain America 1. It all just kind of like started blending together as far as the look and the feel of all the movies, right? So to come out with a movie that the trailer is different, the cinematography looks different, the colors look different, we clearly have just one person who's been in the main MCU like storyline proper, right? So I feel like this is a perfect time to come in with this kind of energy, this kind of look, this kind of like departure from the things and just kind of re-inject some life into some energy into the MCU because I feel like that's really what it needs. I haven't really been too excited about upcoming projects, but this one, even from the first trailer, it's very different from the first trailer, but this one is filling me with like there's a new spark in this. Like there's something different about it and I'm really excited to see what happens because this is cool. I think it's going to be a really cool project, and I know a lot of people who are super excited about this. So I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
I think it's a really good point to bring up the visual style of the Marvel Studios movies because I think also the thing that's happened that has changed is how we make movies over the last 16 years. And the MCU started on film. And then only a few movies later, we had transitioned to digital. And I think, well, first of all, I don't think that we're at a point nowadays anymore where digital needs to catch up with film. I think digital can look as good as film. I think the big thing that has changed over the last 16 to 20 years is how we light movies. That's a big thing. Because lighting has become so advanced and sophisticated with LED lighting that we're able to put lights basically anywhere. And I think I was just watching, the reason I bring it up is I was just watching Trap, because I just got the 4K Blu-ray. And like film, when there's no light, film just absorbs any ounce of light and color that exists, and it's just black. And I think one of the big things that I noticed with the MCU, especially in how they color grade their movies, it really is not black to white. It's like a dark gray to like a bright white. And I think that's part of the problem, is their color palette has become kind of like dulled out. And I think the big thing that like I want to see in these movies going forward, I really want the lighting to be super dynamic. And I want it to be interesting. And I want people to go into the movie and then while they're watching the movie going, something about this feels different than the other Marvel movies. I know on the surface that seems like something like, well, the priority should be story and characters, and absolutely, it absolutely should be the story. The story needs to be the number one thing that works, and I have to love the characters and believe in their journey, believe in their arcs. But also, when I want to walk out of the movie and go, God damn, that movie looked incredible too. Absolutely. And I think that is something that has been missing from a lot of Marvel stuff of recent years. I think there are certain movies that look really, really good. Some of them are hit and miss. I feel like sometimes the shows actually end up being a little bit more stylized because they are this like longer processed thing than the movies. Because, like we worked on so many of them. The movies, they work on those things like up to 3 weeks before they come out sometimes. They barely can make the premiere. I want the craftsmanship of the movies to not feel like, well, we have a year to make it, so we have to kind of like shortcut some things. I want it to really feel like we are putting everything into it to make it look good. And that even just goes down to the basics of just like how we light it, how we color it. And I want people to walk out feeling like, God, that's like, there's something about that image that really evoked a feeling or something. But overall, again, like, the story and the characters is the most important thing, but stylistically, I think it also matters that Marvel, Star Wars, DC, all these big brands, especially when they're pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into these movies, you should walk out of them going, but this worked, that worked, but goddamn, that thing was beautifully lit.
It looks amazing.
You want it to. And if I was ever hired to work on a Marvel movie, that would be a huge part of the priority. It's like story, character, and then like design. And design includes like costume sets, all that shit, and like
colors,
everything.
Lights, all that stuff.
And I think like marketing is a big part of it, being really creative with how the trailers look, what kind of emotion you feel when you watch them, how action-packed they are, all that sort of stuff. So I really like this trailer, and I like that it showed a little bit of a different side of it, and it felt definitely more espionage, thriller, suspense. I like that a lot. But, trailers can be deceiving. Like Marvel makes really, really good trailers. And then their movies are sometimes, a little
not
dookie.
so great. Not so great.
But
just
one
final point to what you're saying, Adam. I believe that the image and the iconic looks of these characters is just as important as the story, because obviously story's number one, right? But I think right up there, close number one needs to be that imagery, because of where Marvel and comic books come from. I was attracted to comic books because the images were beautiful. They were things I've never seen before. Dynamic character poses, the cool, like a black suit with blue highlights because that just looks cool, like those kinds of things that, make these characters just eye-catching. I feel like that's what we need to inject into all of this stuff. And maybe this movie's going to do something like that. And the trailer makes it seem like it's going to do something like that. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe this Thunderbolts trailer will give us some cool stuff like that.
You're very right, though, about the comic books, because comic books, very inky, very black, and then they work their way up from there, so I totally agree with that. But let's watch this Thunderbolts thing, because I really liked the first trailer that we saw, and this is 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh, wow.
This is a long one. Damn.
A lot to chew on. Hector, I'm sad Hector's not here for this one, because this is going to be a big info dump, and I feel like we might need him for this one, but we'll catch him on the next one.
He's in Hawaii. He's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, he's fine. He's okay. He'll do his thing. I'm sure he's watching them now without us, so
exactly,
it's okay.
All right,
here we count us down, bud.
Oh, America's so big. You ever drive through?
Oh my God.
It's so flat.
Oh my
So
God.
flat. So
So
flat.
flat. So boring.
Convoy approaching fast. Step on it.
That car's not fast.
Red Guardian limo service.
Oh man.
Come on, baby.
Oh Christ.
Faster, please.
Oh, that timing belt is shot.
Lexi.
Okay, don't worry. Engaging defensive measures.
Oh God.
What?
Oh my God. Stupid.
My pony. All right. Wait, that wasn't her.
No. Oh,
Yo,
look at this guy.
Look at Terminator over
He's
here.
looking like the Terminator. Come on. Get to the chopper.
Yeah, he's so cool.
He's so cool. Stupid.
Hell yeah.
Straight up Terminator. Straight
Yeah,
up
that's
Terminator.
so dope. All right, Bucky. Oh, one-handed. Oh.
That's what I talk about.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Oh,
Oh, shit. Bucky.
How crazy is it to think
Awesome.
of all the monumental
That might have been the
fights
coolest
that
Bucky's
happened
ever been in
exactly
anything.
Yeah.
where you're standing. I mean, the place wasn't cheap, but it's got good optics.
So she bought
That's
Avengers,
Avengers
Tower.
Tower. Yeah.
All so adorable.
Eat shit, Valentina.
Hey.
Huh? Nice.
The assignment is. Oh, wait, hang on.
Jesus Christ.
Assignment is complete.
Little guinea pig.
What kind of super serum did you get?
I don't know, regular. Hydra.
Hydra. Oh, fancy.
Who is this old Santa?
The Red Guardian.
He played Santa Claus, actually. That's pretty
Yeah.
funny. In Violent Night.
Bad things. Shadow ops.
All right, Ghost.
Contract kills.
And you,
Taskmaster.
Red Room assassin. God only knows the blood on your hands.
Pretty ludicrous coming from the dime store Captain America.
The official Captain America, so.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, before he literally beat someone to death in Prague.
Yeah.
It's getting so tense in here.
Oh my God, I forgot about Bob.
Yep.
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
Sentry!
Hell yeah. Uh-oh.
We're just drifting. And we don't have purpose. You can't escape the past.
Whoa.
So you can either do something about it now.
No, stop it. Come on.
So what, do we all just punch and shoot?
What are we, some kind of...
Thunderbolts!
Okay.
Can't call ourselves that.
Thank God.
Oh,
The Thunderbolts. It's a cool name.
asterisk. All right, it's still there. It's still there.
That's why, because none of them agree on it. That's why they're called the Thunderbolts. They're like, nah, he just said that. We're not the Thunderbolts.
That's actually,
funny, dude.
honestly, like that might be funny if that is the reason for the asterisk is because they just can't agree on it and they argue
That'd be
about it throughout the entire movie, and it's like asterisk because not everyone can agree on this title.
Exactly.
That would actually be hilarious because this whole time we've been going, oh, because at the end of the movie they're going to actually reveal it's Dark Avengers, and the whole time
Right.
no, it's because they just don't agree on the title. That's
because they're
all
not
it
a
is.
great team. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I like the thing. I think the thing that I like so much about this trailer is that it gives us the title cards with the characters, and I feel like it just emphasizes how ridiculous this team up is when you think about like it's Yelena, it's Bucky, it's Red Guardian, it's Ghost, it's Taskmaster, it's gonna end up being Sentry. You know, it's John Walker. It's the oddest pairing of characters in the MCU that you could think of, and I think like how we talked about with the first trailer, automatically makes it one of the biggest underdogs of next year. And I think people are going to go into it. I think, I could be wrong, but my instinct is that a lot of people are going to go into it being very pessimistic about it, thinking, why, kind of like they did with Guardians basically 10 years ago, where they were like, why, what is this? Talking raccoon, a tree? Like, what the fuck are we doing? What's Marvel doing? Have they lost their mind? And then you walk out of it and you're pleasantly surprised how, one, great it is, how much great character work it does. It progresses the story of the universe really nicely, and it just introduces us to something new, a new concept, a new idea. Now, again, these are all Earth-based characters, so it doesn't have that really science fiction-y element to it. But I think it's great because lots of these characters have been spread around in movies that maybe aren't the most beloved. You know, like Yelena gets a lot of love because people love Florence Pugh, but people weren't necessarily like in love with the Black Widow movie. A lot of people were not necessarily in love with Ant-Man and the Wasp. So the fact that you have characters from movies that are maybe like not the most beloved, and I feel like after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, everyone kind of hates John Walker because of the character, the choices that character makes. So I like that everyone's kind of going into this movie with very different feelings. Yeah, because Captain America, I think we're all going in excited to see Sam Wilson, you know, as Captain America. With this movie, I think there's going to be a lot of emotions going into it that could hopefully make for a really fun experience to watch, because people will be surprised by what the characters do and the choices that they make. And hopefully by the time we walk out of the movie, you know, it'll do right by these characters, and we'll be excited to see, oh, when's Ghost coming back? Because I feel like after Ant-Man and the Wasp, no one really gave that much of a shit about Ghost, truthfully.
Yeah, Ghost is a character. Yeah.
Not everyone, not too many people outside of that.
Hector loves every character more than we love any character.
Yeah, pretty much.
in the MCU.
Oh, that lint from Iron Man 1, it better be in Iron Man 4. That ball of lint, it better show up.
Yeah, that ball of lint, very important, because it was in the pocket of Tony Stark in the scene where he goes, that's what he's going to say. Everything, absolutely agree 100%, Adam. I will say, after the conversation we just had after the last trailer, a lot of these shots were dark gray, no blacks, no clear whites, kind of cloudy and gloomy, and it felt more like the regular MCU that we've seen before. Now, that might be a strategic choice to kind of place it in a place that looks familiar for characters that we maybe not necessarily be too familiar with. So maybe that was a very strategic choice. I wish, given how different these characters are, I wish they would have gone with a different filming style. And I'm not going to say I hate it or dislike it. I want to challenge Marvel to be more creative on that end. Like, it's very clear that they have somebody who can do it with Captain America. For this one, the creativity is already there in the characters and just the concept of this story already. I wish that would be reflected in the way they film these things, because it felt... Like, especially during the big action sequences at the end of this one, it felt very, I feel like I've been in that room 1,000 times, which we kind of have. Like where you know, where they all kind of gathered in Avengers Tower. But I feel like it should give me that kind of like spark in the cinematography, that pop, the colors, the something visually unique. And it doesn't deter me from how much I like this movie, or I might like this movie, because we haven't seen it yet, but how much I might like this movie. But I just want to see more creativity from the cinematography and the lighting and everything like that going into the future.
Well, and I think the bummer is from what I remember from when we watched the first trailer at Comic-Con on that giant screen, it had a lot more pop.
It really did,
This is also the problem when you debut these trailers online in like subpar quality. You know, like you really need to tailor the trailer, and it's no different than when we used to work on the 3D for these movies, and the 3D for the trailer would be twice as exaggerated than what you would actually get in the theater when you saw it in 3D. It was a selling point. So I feel like, you know what? Maybe just punch up everything a little bit, make it look just like a little bit more interesting. And then if for whatever reason you think it's too much for the movie, dial it back.
The notes we always used to get from the art directors was, cut it back 25%, cut it back 50%.
You can do that with the color grade. You can literally just do an overall, like, cut vibrance by 25%, and you would get this image, basically.
Re-render, you're done.
like Red Guardian's suit, we could have made it pop a little bit more. The vehicle, we could pop a little bit more. Like he's so theatrical that like, why not just make it not red, but like, give it a little bit more color. That is the thing that kind of happens with this image is it's very blue. It's very gray. It is yellow and a little bit more warmer tones only when it needs to be. Otherwise, for whatever reason in this trailer, this second trailer, it's just a little bit more flat.
It's a little bit bland. It's a little bit bland when it comes to the visuals.
Yeah, and I feel like it could have easily had a little bit more punch. But again, this is like not lower tier, but it's not the priority. It doesn't have priority over story and character. I love the setup of Bucky in the trailer, which we got a little bit of a glimpse of at the end of the last trailer. But here they really give us like the full sort of experience, or more of the experience, I should say. Him reloading the shotgun, like it's very Terminator. It's awesome. I love it.
I love it.
And as long as Bucky kind of plays that persona throughout the whole movie, great. But again, I am excited to see what this like very mismatched group of characters, how they operate and how they do things. I think it's going to be fun no matter what, because I know so many of these actors and I think they're really great, and thank you.
Hey, your ghost came back.
Completely killed me here. Okay. Well, Christ almighty.
You sorry? You waste our film.
She can't just wait till I'm done to do stuff in here. Gotta do in the middle of me recording things. Okay. But yeah, so I'm excited to see how this like mismatched group of characters play together. Also, like Bob, we got nothing with Sentry. I was hoping that maybe we would see a glimpse of Bob at least doing something, even if it's not Sentry in the suit. But we'll see how that plays out and what effect it has on the MCU, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Overall, still super excited for this project, though. I'm just being a little nitpicky because it's time, Marvel. It's time to let's get that life back into these projects. Yeah, exactly. You got all the money in the world. Everybody's gonna watch your movies no matter what. Like
I'm doing this with 2 lights. I'm doing this shit with 2 lights.
I have one. I have this one right here. This light right here. That's it.
We're trying here. You got $200 million.
Yeah, dude.
You can buy every fucking light on B&H. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Every little tiny light, and then just open up the ISO. You're good to go. You're good to go, bro. You got it. You got this. I believe in you, Marvel. I believe in you.
I think next year will be a good year for Marvel. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for Captain America. There might be one other movie coming out that's escaping my mind right now, but excited for all the shows too, because I think 2025 is going to be an interesting year because a lot of the stuff that's coming out some of it was meant to come out last year. Some of it has been pushed. Some of it, is not in the mix anymore. So I'm just excited to see once they kind of get through 2025 and they start going to this like 5 projects a year thing. How is that going to feel? Is it going to be nice to have like one new project every season? How is it going to work next year? Like all that sort of stuff. And then, of course, what is the overarching story and how the hell are we getting to Avengers Doomsday?
What's going to happen there? I don't know. Yeah. We'll see.
We will. But of course, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about these brand new trailers from these 2 projects? Any thoughts and theories you might have, let us know in the comments below. Check out everything else that we are watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.
All right.
Heroes Reforged is gonna react. Heroes Reforged is gonna review. Heroes Reforged is gonna discuss. That's why we are watching.